Axl Rose disappeared for years, and no one knew where he went. But in 2025, at 63, he walked back on stage looking like a completely different person. Behind the gates of his $5 million Malibu mansion, the man who once ruled rock and roll has been hiding a life no fan could ever imagine. A private studio, a garage full of supercars, and a past so dark it took therapists years to uncover. Born William Bruce Rose Jr. in 1962, Axl's story began in a small Indiana hospital, and it wasn't long before life took a brutal turn. His father vanished when he was just 2. His mother remarried a Pentecostal preacher named Stephen Bailey, who renamed him William Bailey. For 15 years, Axl believed Bailey was his real father, until one day at 17, he discovered old insurance papers revealing his true identity. That moment shattered him. The man who raised him wasn't his father, and the one who had abandoned him. But the pain went even deeper. Therapy would later uncover that his biological father had kidnapped and abused him as a toddler. What followed was a childhood inside a house ruled by fear, where religion was used as a weapon. His stepfather preached love but delivered violence. He beat the children, forced Bible study for hours, and banned music as the devil's work. That trauma became the foundation for the rage and rebellion that would define Axl's life. By his teens, he was arrested over 20 times for fighting, drinking, and disturbing the peace. Music was his only escape. At 18, he hitchhiked to Los Angeles with just $50 and a dream. There, alongside Izzy Stradlin, he formed a band that would soon explode, Guns N' Roses. After years of struggle, Appetite for Destruction hit #1 and turned Axl Rose into one of the biggest rock stars on the planet. But behind the fame, chaos brewed. Relationships turned violent. Lawsuits piled up. Axl's temper became legendary, from jumping into crowds mid-show to walking off stage, triggering riots. Yet, every meltdown seemed to mirror the pain he carried since childhood, a man constantly at war with his own emotions. He once admitted to overdosing in 1986, saying he felt himself leave his body before coming back because he still had work to do. That pain poured into songs like Coma and The Garden. The 1990s brought superstardom and self-destruction. After the Use Your Illusion albums, the band fractured. Lawsuits over royalties and control left Axl isolated. He disappeared from the public eye for nearly a decade, holed up in his Malibu mansion. That's where Chinese Democracy was born, a project that took 13 years and $13 million to finish. When it finally dropped in 2008, fans were divided. Some called it genius. Others called it madness. But Axl never stopped creating. In 2016, against all odds, he reunited with Slash and Duff for the Not in This Lifetime tour, one of the highest-grossing tours in history, pulling in over $500 million. And in 2025, the world saw a new Axl Rose. Slimmer, calmer, yet still fiercely alive. The tour's title, "Because What You Want and What You Get Are Two Completely Different Things," said it all. Today, Axl lives quietly in Malibu, surrounded by his cars, his guitars, and the sound of waves crashing against the cliffs. He's turned his pain into power, funding charities and mentoring young musicians in secret. And just when everyone thought he'd retired, he surprised fans again, announcing a cyberpunk graphic novel called Axl Rose, Appetite for Destruction. Proof that even after everything, his creative fire still burns. For a man who's lived through chaos, fame, heartbreak, and redemption, Axl Rose remains one thing above all, a survivor. And as long as there's a stage, his story isn't over. From small-town pain to global fame, Axl Rose's journey is proof that rock and roll can't be tamed. What do you think? Is Axl a misunderstood genius or his own worst enemy? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable stories from the world of music, only on StarLoop News.